What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. Today, we are going to be talking about Matic and running into the big picture Elliott wave counts, where prices could go in the big picture. And yeah, so it's going to be an awesome video. If you guys aren't a subscriber to this channel, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, we'll get straight into today's video. So you guys, the first thing I want to show you is really how Matic and the S&P 500 are very, very similar. So both Matic up here on the top and the S&P 500 did what's called an ABC correction. And to be more specific, this is an expanded flat ABC correction. So that B wave actually goes up above the top of the market cycle. And then of course you start to get a recovery here on Matic, very, very similar to the recovery that started off on the S&P 500, basically after 2009. And of course, if we look at the S&P 500, you guys can see that it did recover into a full bull market here. And so I actually do expect Matic to do the same thing here on the linear chart. So this is how I look at Matic from a cycle perspective. You guys can see here that this first correction here on the S&P 500 was the first sell-off. So the first sell-off of every single market cycle basically occurs before you get a huge run up in value, before prices really start to take off. And so that first sell-off pattern, if you can learn how to identify that first sell-off pattern, you can actually put your investments in on this first sell-off, and then of course ride that entire pump that always comes afterwards. So learning how to identify these patterns in the cycles can be extremely profitable and lucrative. So yeah, that's definitely something I'm watching here on Matic. So if we look at Matic here on the logarithmic chart, you guys can see first we have a triangle pattern that formed basically all through 2020. And then we broke bullish out of that triangle. And now we're actually in a downward channel. So we've had resistance and support. We have downward trending support and downward trending resistance. So this is a downward channel. And yeah, now we actually can count the Elliott waves as well. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a fifth wave. And this fifth wave, like I showed you earlier, we're expecting a breakout in Matic. The all-time high was about $2.75. So a break above that level could take us to who knows exactly what price, but it really would not surprise me at all to see Matic well over $3. You know, we could hit 5, 10. Like I said, who knows exactly how high that fifth wave is going to go. But the name of the game is definitely to position yourself in the dip and prepare yourself for that huge pump that comes inside of that next phase of the cycle. And so that's what I'm doing personally. Like I said, you guys already know on this channel, this isn't financial advice. It's my trading journal. And I'm very bullish on Matic here at 92 cents. And I do believe that price will break above its all-time high and go for a fifth wave. And like I said, $5, $10 are all very reasonable targets for Matic, especially as it confirms its breakout. Now, in order for it to confirm its breakout, first we have to break out of this downward trending resistance. So that's about $1.27. And then secondly, we need to break above the all-time high, which was basically $3, $2.70, somewhere around there. I don't know exactly. I can't see it. I think it was about $2.80. So around $2.80 is the all-time high. If we can get above that level and we can get above our short-term resistance of just over $1, like $1.23, then we're really going to take off here on Matic. And yeah, I personally like to buy early. I don't like to wait for breakouts, just because a lot of times you break out and then the market has to pull back to shake out all the FOMO, and then it keeps going higher. So I like to buy early. I like to buy before breakouts on a lot of setups, and then basically just let everybody FOMO. And then if I want to, I could add to my position in the dip before it goes higher. But for the most part, I like to buy early on, even much earlier than the all-time high breakout, because by that point, even though you still have a lot of upside left, your percentage gain from $3 to $10 is a lot less than from 92 cents to $5 or $10. And so you can see here how it's much, much more profitable to get in down here at 92 cents as opposed to waiting until prices are way over $3 just because you get confirmation of the breakout. So yeah, Matic, I believe, is very bullish here in the big picture. Like I said, you guys, it looks a lot like the S&P 500 before it broke out, and it does look like a fifth wave is much, much needed here on the logarithmic chart. So I would not be surprised to see that happen, in which case this coin is going to see a lot of profit, which is why I've been talking about it, sharing it in the group, and making sure that you guys are aware of my personal views on Matic. So yeah, like I said, you guys, it's very simple to identify those first sell-off patterns. We just go back over here and we remove all the drawing tools. You guys can see that first sell-off, it just looks like a huge pump and then a retracement. And they can look slightly different. In the case of the S&P 500 and Matic, they both did an expanded flat correction, but they can be a normal ABC correction as well. It can just pump up and then have a normal ABC down instead of the B wave coming up above and coming down like that, right? And so just understand that first sell-off before the market cycle really takes off and really starts to accelerate is a great opportunity to buy. It would be like buying the S&P 500 in 2009, right? Everybody was panic selling because they were screaming recession, housing market crash, all this stuff. But if they would have stopped letting their emotions take over their entire life and put some money in the market in 2009, they would have changed their entire life just investing in the panic. And the same is true for Matic right now. I believe it's in that first sell-off of the market cycle. It's a lot like buying the S&P 500 in like 2010 or 2011 at this point, right? Because it's not in the absolute point of the dip. But either way, we're preparing for that next breakout in the cycle where it really starts to take off and go parabolic, just like how the S&P 500 has done and will continue to do until this whole hyperinflation situation is over and we go into another depression. But between all the setups in crypto, between now and then, you guys can really print a lot of money and be prepared for the next major recession. But you got to take advantage of the crazy inflationary environment and invest your capital, because your dollar isn't going to do any good. And it's just going to keep getting printed until the point of it being worthless. So it's really important that you take advantage of all this craziness in the world, because if you don't, you're not really going to be able to afford your gas. And also you want to have money and then some extra, so, for your family or whatever, or your future, your kids, whatever it is. And in order to do that, you pretty much need to play the game, because they have a system and they have a game set up. And the people that aren't playing it are the ones that can't go afford simple things like milk. And it's unfortunate. And I wish it wasn't that way. I wish that things were set up in a way where it's isn't a big game where everything's being controlled, but it is. And so you got to take advantage of that game. And in order to take advantage of that game, you have to play the game by the rules. And the rules were set up by people that have set the system up in a way where if you don't invest, inflation destroys you. And so you really got to take advantage of the way the system is set up in order to benefit financially off of all of this. So yeah, you guys, I appreciate you tuning into today's video. I know I got ranting there for a second about hyperinflation and how you got to play their game, right, in order to make money. But I really do believe that. I've seen it before. I know it's true. That's the way these markets are set up. And I really make these videos so I can make money. And so I'm going to tell you what I've learned makes money. And that's true. I've noticed that this whole system is hyperinflationary. You got to play the game, you guys. I love you. I appreciate you tuning in to today's video. We have the VIP and the Mastermind program. They are both amazing options to get started learning this stuff and really start profiting in the markets. The Mastermind is live webinars for 3 months until you 10x your money. If you don't 10x your money, you stay in the program for free until you do. But it's 10 times your money in 3 months, live webinars with me every Saturday. And then, of course, the VIP is Signals. It's like entry level. It's a great beginner entry level. Signals videos. Start making money in the Discord, the community with the VIP. So reach out to me via email and get started on one of those two programs today at High Altitude Investing. So highaltitudeinvesting@gmail.com. Love to hear from you guys. Have you be part of the team. And I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos. Again, thank you for tuning in. I love you. Share it with your friends if you found value in it. And as always, stay profitable out there.